I'm Allison Abrams.
I'm Sydney.
And we're presenting Intel i3, i5, i7.
So to start with talking about processor is hardware. The smallest unit of a computer is a transistor, and basically electricity goes in and the transistor figures out when to send zeros and ones. And zero being like when the electricity flows, and one. The microprocessor is a bunch of transistors. The input goes in from like a touch or something, and then however the transistors are aligned, tell what is coming out from the other end. You stick a bunch of microprocessors together, and you get a CPU, or a bunch of microprocessors together, and you get a CPU and a bunch of CPUs together, and you get a multi-core processor.
So Intel's a large computer chip company. It was created in 1968, and it actually stands for Integrated Electronics, not Intelligence, which most people think it stands for. They have three different levels of their processors. They have Pentium, Celeron, and the core, and we're going to be talking about the core because it's like the most high-end and most powerful. Like it does the fastest, the strongest.
So the i3, i5, and i7 first began in late 2008 with what we call the Halo microarchitecture technology. The transistors were based on 44 nanometer technology. The second generation was early 2011. They moved it down to 32 nanometers. For comparison, a human hair is 100,000 nanometers wide. So these are pretty small, these transistors. And then the third generation came out at the beginning of last year, beginning of 2012. It's called the Ivy Bridge, 22 nanometers, getting down. And the biggest thing with this is now the transistors are sort of like three-dimensional. So there's the biggest difference between the i3, 5, and 7, which this is different from the generations I just highlighted, are that they're more expensive up to the 7.
Pretty much.
They have
the quality of the i3, i5, and i7 is the hybrid threading, and it's kind of like the meiosis of computer processors. So it allows them to split and do a lot of functions at once. So its productivity level went way up. The turbo boost is only in the i5 and the i7, and as you can tell from the name, it makes it go really fast. So if you pick if you're not doing a lot of things at once, it will make one thing go really fast and go faster than the way the computer works normally. So the quick pass interconnection, it replaces the side bus, and I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up, and it's the system that transfers data between components inside a computer. So instead of them all coming together here and then going in, they kind of all have their own path. The tri-gate transistor, it lets this is how
this is the 3D part.
Yeah, this is it's being innovative because it shows that it's gonna keep improving. The HD graphics is obviously most of you have HD TVs. The graphics are much clearer now, more megapixels. And it's better for gaming. They actually have an i7 version that's just for gaming, so if you're a gamer, you might want to buy that.
Top companies using the third generation core, Lenovo, HP, Panasonic really only makes top book things. Apple, I was looking around, they're actually not listed very much on Intel's website, but they're listed with Apple's. Some people say Apple has it. It's a little vague. In tablets, really only Acer and Samsung tablets have third generation.
Their major competitor is AMD Advanced Micro Devices, and AMD is a little bit cheaper, but Intel is much faster. It has a bigger research and development program, so they're gonna keep improving, and also it works at a less heat.
What's in your computer right now is a i5 3210, which is basically the lowest level of the i5, just being above an i3.
And Intel knows that they're not the best, so they're gonna keep improving, and we'll see what they do in the future. Does anybody have any questions?
Ultimately.